With less than 2 weeks left in the legislative session, the clock is ticking on a bill that could open up Missouri's public schools. The legislation would allow K-12 public schools to decide whether to accept students from neighboring districts. Our ABC 17's Mitchell Kaminsky joins us live from the Capitol tonight after sitting in on today's legislative session. Mitchell, where do things stand with House Bill 711?
Megan, the Senate floor first began discussing this bill last Wednesday after it cleared the House in March. Wednesday's discussion, including adding several amendments and suggesting a few others. However, by the end of the day, it was placed on the informal calendar for today. However, a third reading of that bill looks like it's going to have to wait at least one more day due to ongoing discussions on other bills.
School choice has been a hot topic in recent years, with an open enrollment bill clearing the House in each of the last 5 years. However, some public school advocates have concerns. A bill initially sponsored by former Superintendent Brad Pollitt of Sedalia would allow public schools to accept transfer students, but it comes with conditions. Just up to 3% of students could transfer each year, and those students would be ineligible for varsity sports for 1 year. Lawmakers took the bill up Wednesday for a third reading. But after a lengthy debate and new amendments, several changes were approved. One of the biggest changes, a new Senate provision that adds state funding for student transportation, something not included in the House version.
Students who are from middle class families or working class families may not be able to access the portions of open enrollment, particularly around whether or not they have access to transportation.
Mark Jones with the Missouri National Education Association says without that funding, the bill could leave behind the very students it's meant to help.
What you may have is students whose both parents work in the morning and can't drive 30, 40 extra minutes to drop their kid off at school would not be able to access this.
Another amendment would block open enrollment in any year when the state doesn't fully fund key education programs, including teacher salaries, transportation, and the foundation formula. The bill also opens the door to charter school enrollment across districts.
There's no evidence that charter schools do better than their local public schools, and there's plenty of evidence they do worse. Numbers of them have closed in the middle of the school year, and we're just not convinced that charter schools as they exist in the state of Missouri help students.
Pollitt has previously argued that the bill gives public schools a seat at the school choice table, while some proponents in the Senate say it will mimic the free market and motivate districts to improve. But the MNEA disagrees.
Bills like this, well-meaning or not, often are trying to find a silver bullet strategy instead of doing the hard work of what we know works, which is a highly qualified teacher in a classroom.
One of the last actions on this bill is a pending amendment from Senator Maggie Nuremberg that would exclude charter schools from the open enrollment process. However, the Senate, which is still in session right now, has yet to vote on it. Reporting live in Jefferson City, Mitchell Kaminsky, ABC 17 News.
Mitchell, thank you. We have reached out to the bill's sponsor for comment, but have yet to hear back.